guys, welcome to Makeup Monday. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on winged eyeliner. So many of you have asked me about this, and I know from experience it's one of the hardest makeup methods to master. I have watched so many tutorials where the women just whip it right on, and I can tell you I will probably never be able to do that. But with a little bit of trial and error, I have come up with a few techniques that help me get it nice and even and fix any flubs to where I manage to pull it off just fine most days. So let's go over a list of the materials or the products you're going to need. I start with the brushes. You need a really skinny eyeliner brush. This is a Chanel brush and it is number 13. This isn't the one you have to use, it's just what I happen to have. But as you can see, it's thin and has a nice little point there on the end, and that's what you want. I also like to use an angled brush like this. Sometimes I find that going over this part is a little easier with a brush like this, and this is It Cosmetics. Just an angled eyeliner brush. It doesn't have a number on it. I also like to have just a flat brush like this, and this is what I'm going to use if I make any mistakes and I need to go in and cover them up. You want a nice straight edge to run along that wing if you have any flubs and you need to thin it out. Next, you're going to want a black powdered eyeliner. This came in this It Cosmetics kit, so it's just what I happen to have and use. Any powdered eyeliner is fine, and even an eyeshadow would probably be okay. And what I like to do is I use the powder first, and then I'm going to go back over it. I find that the powder is so much easier to wipe off and more forgiving. So when I kind of draw my outline, that's what I like to use. Next, I use a black liquid eyeliner. I like this one by Stila, and it's the Intense Black. It has a really nice skinny tip. And if you don't want that super black dramatic look, you don't have to use this. You can just stick with the powder, but I really like the way this looks. And the last thing you're going to want is some kind of cream concealer or eyeshadow in a nude type of color. MAC makes these paint pots that I really like. There's a shade Painterly, or this is Bare Study. Both are really good, or just any kind of thick concealer. And what you're going to use this for is if you make a mistake, instead of just cleaning it all off and starting over, you're just going to take this brush and get some of that cream on there and clean up your mess. I like to start by drawing a line of where my wing is going to be. That's kind of the hardest part, so I just like to get that out of the way. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of the powder eyeliner on this skinny brush. And what I do, there's all kinds of different angles and lengths you can do your wing. What I like to do is you take this corner right here like it's reaching up for your eyebrow. So once I get my angle figured out as far as reaching from this corner right here up to my eyebrow, then I decide to pick a marker for my length. And what I mean by that is, for me, it's easier to have a marker so that when I go to my other eye, I can get it the exact same length. And what I use as my marker is this crease right here in my eyelid. So I either go past the crease, I go just shy of the crease, but that crease is kind of what helps me gauge the distance as far as that line I'm drawing so that I can get it even on both sides. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to gently draw this little line. You can start at the top and go down, or you can start at the bottom and go up, whichever way feels more comfortable for you. We're just going to draw it up. I'm going to go just past the crease, and then we're going to do it on the other side. And I like to work both at once. It kind of helps me, I feel like, keep them even if I just kind of keep going back and forth. So we've got just, as you can see, it reaches just before the tail of my brow, and the length is just past the crease. Once I get that, I'm going to take this brush again, and I'm going to start on this inner corner and kind of work on both sides and just get that base line drawn. Again, over here, start from the corner, go across and get that base line. Now the other part of the wing liner is you want this line to connect over to here. And so what you're going to have is you're going to have that wing, and then it's going to be a thicker line here, and it's going to taper down as you get to there. So you want to make sure that the thickness and where it tapers, again, is even on both eyes. And what I use as a marker for that is just my eye. So I'm just going to draw. You go just shy of the end of that line and just go straight, drag it all the way over. And I'm tapering it off right here where that blue ends on my eye. And we're just kind of doing a rough outline, so it doesn't have to be perfect. If you mess up, just wipe it off. And again, I'm going to go on the other side, just shy of where that line ends, and just drag it over. You have to kind of tug at it there and just drag it over. So they're both tapering off right here. And once I do that, once I feel good about what I have, I get my liquid liner and I'm just going to start tracing it. Again, if we mess up, it's going to be super easy to go in and fix. So it's not anything to stress out about. You don't have to wash it all off and start over. The good thing is if you don't like the shape, instead of washing it and starting over, when you cover it up, you can kind of shape it into how you want it and fix it. And then again, work. And I kind of just keep working back and forth on both sides till it meets. Short, even little strokes work the best. Because then at least if you make a little mistake, it's a small one. Versus if you're just dragging this along, you're going to make a big mistake. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Trace that line right there. And I'm just going to trace what I have. Again, working here and just kind of meeting in the middle. Okay, and this one doesn't have quite as good of a point on it, but again, I can fix it. Okay. So what we've got here is pretty good. I'm not completely thrilled with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cream eyeshadow and this little straight brush. And if the cream eyeshadow or the concealer or whatever you're using doesn't really match with the eye makeup you have going on, after you get it where you want it, you'll go in with your eyeshadow and cover it up a little bit. But I'm just going to kind of go along here. This. Clean up anything I don't like. Get that line nice and straight. You can go along here. Kind of sharpen that wing a little bit. Again, just go and draw. And the same on the other side. Super easy to fix. And I feel like when you know that you can just go in and fix it, no big deal, it makes you a lot less nervous, which makes you mess up a lot less. Something about feeling like it's going to be hard to fix just adds to the difficulty, in my opinion. So, again, we'll just kind of sharpen that up a little bit. And then I'll go back in with a pen and just kind of sharpen that tip right there. That's it. We're done. That's it for this week. I hope that my winged eyeliner tutorial was helpful for you. As always, be sure to let me know if you have any questions or requests for future Makeup Mondays. Have a great day.